Well, are there still value stocks to be had out there in this Energizer rally that just keeps going and going? Our value investor, our value strategist rather, Tracey Ryniec, says yes, there is, and she's here to give us a couple of examples that she's dug up.
I still managed to find some.
Yeah.
It is harder though, no doubt about it.
That's
I mean,
what you're
I
saying.
see, fewer and fewer, and I'm like, what am I going to talk about next week?
Well, one that you're going to talk about now is Symantec Corporation, SYMC, the ticker.
Yep, most people know them because they do the Norton antivirus software. So they're a security software company. They've been around seemingly forever since, we've all started getting computers. They've been kind of in a transition. They have a new CEO. They just recently reported, and they did beat, but they also announced this whole new strategy to have more organic growth and to give back to shareholders. Up until this point, they weren't paying a dividend. They did announce that they're going to pay their first ever dividend next quarter. I think it's the first fiscal quarter of 2014 or whatever calendar that they're on, so ending in June. And they're targeting a yield of about 2.5%, which is pretty decent, especially for a tech company. They're also going to be buying back shares, so they're trying to say we want shareholders to get something out of this. They saw revenues up 4.4% in this last quarter that they just reported, so that wasn't awful, but they feel like they can do better. So the analysts all like the story because they're kind of like Yahoo. They're trying to really turn it around here. The estimates for next year are started to inch up now that they've announced this new strategy. This year, earnings growth a little like 8%, but we're almost at the end of their fiscal year now. But next year, you can see the analysts are getting much more bullish. It's up about 12.5%, and then you're going to get the dividend too. So share price has been kind of meandering. I put up a 2-year chart here. It's just been, back and forth, not doing much. But now that they've got the new CEO and these new strategies and the rallies going on, shares are busted out big time in 2013. Still have some value here. It's kind of on the cusp of where I find value, but I'll take what I can get in this market.
At this point, yeah.
It's trading about 14, almost 15 times. So, but for a tech company, that's, not real expensive here. So Symantec has kind of an interesting story going forward because it's this turnaround play.
Okay. Tell us about Republic Airways, RJET, the ticker.
Most people probably might not know the name like they would know like a Southwest or something like that, but they've probably flown them because they own Frontier, which is their bigger brand that's busting out. They have 275 planes, so they're not that small, and they do a lot of the connector flights for all the major airlines. So if you fly American Connection, American Eagle, United Express, which flies a lot of the smaller, like little commuter cities, and they fly the smaller jets, that's all Republic. So, things are looking up for them because that's an area of growth for all the airlines. They just announced that they're going to buy a little over 50 jets from the Brazilian jet maker that makes the smaller, like those types of planes, and it's like 76 passengers. So that's a $4 billion buy. That's huge. But you can see where the growth is going to be. That's for American Eagle brands. So they do mostly domestic. Frontier does fly to like Mexico and I think Costa Rica and some other places. Shares are interesting. They only made 12 cents last year. They're supposed to make about $1.15 this year. So huge earnings growth. Analysts still see about 33% growth next year. I'm not a big airlines fan, but you kind of have to like these ones that are going into, these niche markets and using these smaller planes to, really know what their customers are looking for. The shares are kind of like Symantec. They were kind of just dragging around for the last 2 years. They have busted out because suddenly everybody likes the airlines. The airlines are really hot. You can see it at a 2-year high here, but it's still really cheap. This one is trading about 6 times because mostly people hate the airlines, and the earnings growth has been huge. So, this is a good way to play kind of the return of the traveler, and with these smaller jets going to these more regional cities, that's a growth area. So Republic is an interesting story.
Okay, own either one?
I do not.
All right, you can check out other stock pick ideas as well as other stock picking strategies on our website, Zacks.com. If you're not there already watching this video, just go right to the homepage and you will see them listed right in front of you. With Tracey, I'm Terry Ruffalo.